It is the 41st millennium. Mankind battles for survival across the universe, besieged on all fronts by the heretic, the mutant, and the alien. In the grim darkness of the far future, there is only war. One faction of Space Marines stands amidst the chaos, the mightiest of the Emperor's warriors, and a beacon of light in the darkness. This legion, the 9th Legion of Adeptus Astartes, the Blood Angels.
Hey, it would help if I turned my microphone on, wouldn't it? Hello, how is everybody? Hope you're all well. I finally got the FAQ, right? So I figure I'm gonna make myself a company hero squad and Seth. How's the music? Is it too loud? Tell me if the music's too loud. I feel like I need some energizing beats today. So I have this company Space Marine champion who unfortunately costs almost as much as the whole box. It's apparently company heroes just cost 32 bucks. I think this guy was 25 bucks on his own, which doesn't make a lot of sense, but touch too loud. Alright, how's that? Yeah, so this guy on his own cost 25 bucks. I guess because at the point of buying him, he was limited edition. I think the company heroes are on 40mm bases, at least that's what the community are telling me. So I've got some 32mm to 40mm base extenders here. I've got some 25s to 32s, and I've got some 25s to 40s. So we can get 5 guys on the right size bases fairly quick. This company champion might need a Blood Angel specific shoulder pad. We'll see. Probably, I'd say 90% chance he's going to need a Blood Angel specific shoulder pad. But let's get going. So I think, because obviously we're supposed to do a tier list on the new models that have changed. It's going to be hard to do a tier list having not played them. But I think company heroes plus either Tycho or Seth will give you a pretty interesting squad going forward. I was already playing company heroes with Tycho, right? Or when they were what were they called? They weren't called veterans. Were they called company veterans? I think they're basically the same thing. Company heroes, company veterans. They're the same thing, right? But I was already playing them with Tycho in a Rhino of all things. They can't go in a Rhino anymore, I believe, but that's fine. We can deal with that. Put them on Land Raider. Command Squad. Thank you, Pandaman Pete. How are you, by the way? Good afternoon. Picking up Lamarcus from Warhammer store later. Going to bash him with a Dante kit and a Chaplain kit to make a Primaris skill. That's a good idea. A Dante kit and a Chaplain kit. Fair enough. I mean, possibly you wouldn't need the Chaplain kit as well, or you want that sort of super customized jump pack, do you? I have this guy that I still not made, and I have Dante. I was lucky enough to be sent 2 of these. Took me ages to get one, and then when I got them, I get sent 2. He does have a cool, unique Blood Angel shoulder pad. Maybe, I don't know. We're definitely going to put a Blood Angel shoulder pad onto this veteran for sure. So yeah, a little bit earlier of a hangout this weekend or this Saturday. Our kids finally go to sleep in the evenings on Saturday nights, so it's only taken like 4 years. It's nice. So sometimes me and my wife try and do something on a Saturday night now. We've not done it. We've not done anything together for 4 years. So I'm streaming in the afternoons, sometimes on Saturdays. It's been the afternoons the last few weeks. I'm sure there will be some streams on Saturday night. I'm definitely planning on doing the New Year's Eve stream in the evening. So Just not as many hobby hangouts this last week or two. Probably just the novelty of the kids actually going to bed. It's amazing. Waited 4.5 years for both kids to go to bed. It's nice. I actually feel like I've got some time to myself again. Amazing. So who's working on stuff this weekend? Anyone working on any of the new stuff that changed in the codex? That's the interesting thing, right? Because I think everybody was upset about the codex drop and the fact that the Blood Angels Index got nothing. I'm not sure if everybody's watched the video from... When was my video? Thursday night when we talked about the changes from the FAQ. But I think... I tell you what I honestly want to do. I want to go to a GT with a command squad and Seth and essentially play a Blood Angels list, but I guess technically it would be a Flesh Tearers list. The only reason it's a Flesh Tearers list is because Seth's in it. And I'd like to try and win the GT with Seth in the Flesh Tearers. Because I would like to win the GT with the Blood Angels list. But I think Seth might be the most exciting character we've got in terms of raw damage output, right? Advance and charge on company heroes. Maybe put them inside... Well, I'm running a repulsor on my list. They would fit inside a repulsor. Repulsor holds 6, right? Repulsor Executioner holds 6? I feel like it does. I've only run the Executioner like 2 times. Would you run that in Sons of Sanguinius or Gladius? I think it's still run Gladius, man. I think Gladius has just got too much utility. Like... You know, like the game that I played against World Eaters on Wednesday night, like turn 3 I just needed to fall back 3 units. Well, in Gladius you just fall them all back and you just shoot and then you recharge, so any fight first they had because they charge you is gone, you get a whole round of shooting against them. I feel like Gladius is just too good like I haven't played any of the other detachments, Vanguard and stuff, and I do want to play I do want to try some of the other ones, I really do. But I also really want to win a GT, and I feel like Gladius... I feel like I can win a GT with Gladius, and like I was just 1 or 2 dice rolls, literally 1 or 2 dice rolls away from coming top 3 in that last one. And you know, in that last GT nobody went 5-0, so it would have been... The only reason I would have lost would have been some battle points here or there. Well, I've tried to improve my list to make it a better scoring list. So I really think that Gladius can win it. I guess Blood Angels playing as Gladius can win a GT. I'm supposed to put this guy's head in there. Bollocks. I'm just going to snip off these. I always forget these Primaris heads have these little bits that you're supposed to, like... I guess it's so you can save gluing them or something? I mean, I always typically glue my heads in. Zachary says, until Gladius drops, it's your best bet. Yeah, I mean... Gladius is good, man, like it's really good. Just has a lot of utility and also has ways to boost both shooting and melee. And I really rate squad tactics. Some people don't think too much of squad tactics, but I think it's kind of an amazing... Yeah, I think it's kind of amazing squad tactics. It's like if you're in Tactical Doctrine when it comes up, it's just amazing. It's so powerful. So I'm going to build a company hero squad, which is what I'm starting right now. I'm going to add Seth to it. I don't have a Seth model, and obviously you can't buy Seth right now, so I'm going to have to just convert somebody into Seth. I've done it before where I've like cut 2 chainswords in half and just made like a giant chainsword. So that could be the plan for my Seth, where he's just like got a really long chainsword. Or he could dual wield. Maybe he could be a guy with 2 chainswords. That could be cool. Snorri's still waiting on his company champion. At this point, if you bought the company champion like me, I guess you should have just waited and bought the company veterans, because like I said, the company champion costs $25. The veterans, which includes 4 more models, and I assume it's the same company champion, costs $32. So basically we ended up, whoever bought this company champion box, we ended up paying like 4 more times more expensive than he should have been. I don't really know why he's 4 times more expensive. I guess just because he's in his own box. Because the Company Heroes box costs $32, whereas this guy costs $25, and the Company Heroes box includes the 4 Company Heroes plus a captain that can join them, I guess, right? Is it a different champion model? Oh, is it different? Okay, is this one better? Is that why we pay so much more for it? I imagine it must be slightly better. It's essentially the same guy. Okay, cool. Before I was using Ralderon as my company champion. You know Ralderon from 30k, the first ever captain of Blood Angels? Because I had a Ralderon model, so I was using that as my company champion, like when I ran the command squad. Just test fit this, eh? Seth hits like a truck in Sons of Sanguinius detachment. I play the Ironstorm detachment lately. He's still good in that detachment. Of every unit can reroll a hit wound and its high damage. Well, I mean, in Gladius, he doesn't have the highest strength, and he won't get like any bonus attacks. But what he will have in Gladius, I suppose, is he'll still have the ability to get +1 to wound, right, from his from the, what's it called? Honor the Chapter. And then he'll also, the other thing you'll get in Gladius is you'll get 1 more point of AP, because Honor the Chapter gives a point of AP if you're in Assault Doctrine. And then the other thing I suppose you could do is you could attach a Sanguinary Priest to the unit he's in as well. I guess not if it's Company Heroes. I mean, you could get Seth to AP4 in Gladius that way, right? AP4, 3 damage, +1 to wound. That could be pretty nice. There's not many, there's not much AP4 you can get out of Blood Angels these days. In fact, that would probably be the only one, actually. So I'm going to, rather than stick this shoulder on him, I'm gonna find a Blood Angel shoulder pad for this guy. He went together very quickly, though. And he really didn't have any mold lines. You know, we were complaining a lot about the number of mold lines on some of those new, with some of these new kits, but this guy really didn't. I think we were building heavy intercessors last time, and they had so many mold lines. Did you get your hands on a Seth model? I'm going to kitbash one probably right now, after I figure out this guy's shoulder pad. I was building this heavy intercessor the other night, so this heavy intercessor was just needing some shoulder pads and a head. I guess we're going to finish the heavy intercessor. I'm going to finish the company champion. That gives me 2. I've got a banner bearer. I'm convinced I've got one. So I've got this old Primaris banner bearer, so this is why the base extenders are priceless, right? So I literally just grab them, put them in a base extender. Right? Okay, so there's the banner guy. So now I just need one guy with a heavy bolt, with a regular bolt rifle, and then Seth, and there's the squad built. So that was going to be much quicker than I thought it would be. But those base extenders are very, very handy to have. I mean, I feel like I've very rarely, if ever, used this Primaris Ancient. I think the rules for Ancients are kind of dog shit, are they not? This guy came on a 32. Why was 40? Why was he ever on a 32? Really? I mean, maybe I don't know. This was the guy that came with Dark Imperium, which is about 7 years ago now, I think, and that was just when I was getting back in the hobby. So I very, very could have possibly put him on the wrong size base, right? Is that what you were talking about? Good afternoon, Mike. How are you? Alright, I got a million sprues here. These are Blood Angels backpacks, don't need those. These are Blood Angel shoulder pads. One of these would probably be perfect. I think these might be aggressor style shoulder pads. So an aggressor style shoulder pad would probably work perfectly on this company champion. Slightly different, but it would probably work perfectly. These are random Blood Angels bits. This is... That's a captain that I've never built. The captain with the shield. I think I have 2 of them. I've never built one of them. I've got the chaplain with the jump pack. I believe Smithy sent me this for free. What superstar he is. I've got more Blood Angels bits. I've got, I think this is leftover heavy intercessors. I should probably start with leftover heavy intercessors, because that'll finish this guy up. And I can probably use that Blood Angel shoulder pads, or at least one of them, to finish one of these heavy intercessors. Yeah, that's what we'll do. And then that'll give me the guy with the bolt gun. Or the bolter, heavy bolter. One of them has a heavy bolter, right? And then here's our Blood Angels upgrade sprue. I was gonna say, is anything going to be useful off the Blood Angels upgrade sprue? I mean, we could probably put something like this on the back of the company champion. Could also maybe pick one of these helmets from my Seth proxy. Could even give Seth a cup. He's got a cup in one hand, a grail in one hand, and then a chainsword in the other hand. Okay. Seth can follow assault intercessors now. Yes, he can, and I guess they can have a sanguinary priest attached as well as Seth, right? That's valid, I believe. Damn it, that little shouldery pad thing is just too big. I'm going to snip a tiny bit off of it. I've done this sometimes before where, like... I'll try and file it a little bit. Just use like a nail file. You do enough conversions, you get numb to the sort of little problems that you have, and you just make it work. Like, we'll see if I can make that less spiky. I think that would work fine. Have I ever painted a flesh share? Like, yeah, one guy. Would I go for a darker red for Seth? That's a good idea. Yeah, I don't really paint darker red. I could do it though. I don't really have a recipe for a darker red though, to be completely honest with you. I don't really paint that scheme ever. Yeah, that fits just about. We'll make it work. Good afternoon, Eternal Crusader. How goes the Blood Angels building? Did you manage to fix Dante? Hello, Sternbringer. Hello. I need a head for that guy. Have I got? I've got so many sprues. I wonder if I could use that tyrannic war veteran sprue for Seth. If you did not, here's a question then for you guys. If you do, if any of you do not own Seth, because I'm sure some of you don't own Seth, but you do have, like, I have, let me think, I've got Dark Imperium, I've got Indomitus, I've got Strikeforce Augustus, I've got Leviathan, I've got Shadow Spear, so I've got like all 5 of the last big boxes. I probably have at least one model of every single type from all those boxes unbuilt, because usually I trade away the non-Space Marine half to get double the Space Marine stuff, right? So like, what, if you had all those boxes, what model, or models, plural, would you use to try and convert up a Seth? And I think I want them to be Primaris scale, because let's face it, Firstborn scale is kind of going the way of the dinosaur. So it would be using Primaris pieces to make a Seth. Right? Which model would you guys use? Blood Buffalo, I'm going to attach Seth to the Sterngard next game just for poops and giggles. Librarian dead to teleport, shoots and kills, shoots again. They don't shoot again anymore, unfortunately. They've changed the rules on that. The Sterngard only shoot once. They changed it so that rather than shoot again, what they get to do now is, I believe they get to reroll their wound rolls of 1. So the Sterngard, they were very, very strong, but in the Space Marine Codex they made them a little bit worse. Blood Buffalo. Just make sure that you're I'm sure, I mean, some people let you use their index rules, but I guess like if you're playing seriously, just be aware that their final rules just did get changed a tiny bit. Mike says I'd fork out for a Ragnar Blackmane. Yeah, here's the problem, Mike. I want to make him right now with what I've got. I don't want it, because I just want to have the option, or want the squad to be ready to go. Like, I might play with them in my next battle report, you know? Like, they might just be base sprayed red or something, but I might still play with them, if that makes sense. Alex says, hello, question for you. Coming back to the hobby after 20 plus years and still love the Blood Angels. Can I use my old Tactical Marines? I wanted to buy something new. What's a good all-rounder? Good questions. You can still use your old Tactical Marines. You can still use a bunch of your old Firstborn Marines. A lot of them still have rules. Some of them do not. But also, if they don't have new rules, for example, Assault Squads, there's a new squad called Primaris Intercessors, which are Primaris Jump Intercessors, which are basically the same model, same rules, but they're using a new upscale. So possibly all you really need to do is get something like this, where you upscale their bases from the old 25mm bases to 32mm bases, so then they're on the right size bases. And if they're on the right size bases, then most people won't have a problem with playing. Like, I've played at multiple events now, I think, where I've used Firstborn models, which are like the old size models, to represent the new size Marines. And no one cares. Unless you're like an official Games Workshop event, no one cares if those models are slightly the wrong size, I guess. Yeah, I just think nobody cares about it. It's like people know what they're supposed to be representing. People are fine with it. Where'd I put my snippers? I'd lose my head if it wasn't screwed on it. Oh, there they are. So yeah, you can still use your Firstborn Marines. If you're just returning, I guess what you should do is you should buy Codex Space Marines. Because Codex Space Marines is kind of new. I think it came out like 70 days ago. So I think it maybe came out towards the end of September. Actually, I think pre-order was the end of September. It might have come out the first week of October. So like, Codex Space Marines is kind of new, like 2 months old, which means it'll be good for at least the next like 2.5 years, and every model in Codex Space Marines you can use. And what's good to buy? What's good to buy going forward is going to really depend on how you want to play the game, right? Like, if you want to go all melee, you would buy different units for an all melee build than you might buy for like a balanced army. The only thing to say about that is if you are buying new units, just be somewhat wary or cautious that there's a lot of rumours about Firstborn Marines, like the Marines you were talking about, Tactical Marines and stuff, are in some ways becoming extinct faster than we might like. So if you purely buy Firstborn kits, there is a risk down the line that maybe those models are not usable anymore. So some people are only buying Primaris models going forward. I feel like I'm probably in that camp where I'm just going to buy Primaris stuff from now on, because it's just risky in terms of I don't want to spend time and money on models that become unplayable or lose the ability to be played at tournaments. You know, it's not a great feeling to lose all that time invested. So just be aware of that. Terrence says, "Are you converting Seth?" I'm about to. I'm trying to figure out what model to convert him from. But welcome to the stream, Alex. Thanks for the question. I hope that helped. Do you know what? There's loads of people in chat that will help, and I also have a Discord channel, or a Discord server. So if you look in the video description, there should be a link to like the Blood Angels Discord. There's a shed load of people in there, and a lot of very helpful people in there. I see a bunch of helpful people already here in the chat. Afternoon, Reziel, how are you doing? Reziel just brought the Necron Codex and the Overlord, and also managed to find 2 boxes of Nurglings. Why are you buying Nurglings, you heretic? You filthy heretic. You're playing Death Guard at the moment though, aren't you? Yeah. I can't really decide how strong I feel Death Guard are, because the problem is I always beat Colin, right? And I don't think Colin's a bad Death Guard player. I think I've just got his number. Like, me and Colin have played so many games, so I always end up beating him. I mean, he wins 1 in 10 games against me, but not that often, right? Watch that, Colin will appear in chat and flame me now. What's my plan for Seth? Probably Company Heroes, right? Eternal Crusader would take a Blade Guard Veteran or Blade Guard Ancient for the robes and tabars. Use a bald head and an eviscerator if you have one. What kit would an eviscerator come from? It only comes from like Salt Marines were the only kits that got eviscerators, I feel like. You know, it's funny that, because I was really upset about losing access to a lot of my old Marines, but I have pretty much every single new Primaris kit, and one thing to say is the new Primaris models are quite a bit bigger. They are they feel much nicer to paint, honestly. They just feel a lot nicer. So yeah, based on that, I don't dislike the Games Workshop move to Primaris. Blade Guard Ancient, huh? Seth needs an eviscerator, an iron halo, some wings for his backpack. The arms and eviscerator from the World Eater Berserkers would look good. I don't have that. I did have some World Eater parts, but I think I gave them to Brett, honestly. Maybe I've still got them. I do have a stupid amount of random sprues kicking around. I have to have a think here. I think you are right though. A more sturdy body, like a character. Trying to decide that. You know what, I'm gonna get one of the big boxes I've got behind me. Daryl, what's happening? How do you get on with the metal tubes on the plastic gun? How do you get on with metal tubes on the plastic gun? Oh, on these! On this thing. These metal tubes, you get on with them absolutely fine. If they ever get blocked, all you need to do is run like a cigarette lighter over them for like 2 seconds. It'll soften up all the glue and unblock them. I think they work great. I don't have an issue with them at all. The first time I blocked one, I was upset and spent ages trying to mess around with it. But once you use the cigarette lighter trick, it honestly fixes it in like 2 seconds flat. Podger says painting old Death Company is a nightmare compared to the Primaris ones. Yeah, that's the one thing. Primaris models are genuinely really nice to work with. They might only be 10-15% bigger, but they are just genuinely really nice to work with. Alright, I'm gonna have a... So these are... I've got that lieutenant. I've got another one of those captains. I mean, the lieutenant has an iron halo. Seth doesn't have a gun, right? He just has an eviscerator. He doesn't have a... Maybe he has a bolt pistol. Does Seth have a bolt pistol? Oh, actually, no. Oh look, I've got a cutting mat that I never use. Great. Seth does have a bolt pistol. Okay. What an exciting weapon to carry in the 41st millennium. A pea shooter, huh? Do you know what? The Terminator Captain's sword is significant, isn't it? I haven't built that Terminator Captain you got with Dark Imperium. Nah, not Dark Imperium, Leviathan. Besides, he must be on like a 60mm base or something, is he? He's on something crazy. I've got Infernus Marines. I've actually got 2 of those Terminator Captains. I mean, would the Terminator Captain be a good one to try and convert to have a eviscerator? I've got 2 of those Terminator Librarians as well. I don't know why. I was going to say, I don't know why I would have 2 of those. Like, I already have the Blood Angels Terminator Librarian. You know, the one from... the old one. The Blood Angels Terminator Librarian from many years ago, whatever he was called. Do you know what, a Sternguard body might work for building Seth from? Because it's got like those chunky leg pieces, and it's got robes. And I'm sure I could add a backpack with yeah, I'm convinced I could add a backpack to him. What about that? What about that guy for Seth? Because he would have this little shield thing that is all like arcane. We could put a bolt pistol arm on him easily. I'm sure that I could, like, from one of these captain or something, I could steal one of the backpacks for the Iron Halo. I guess the question is, would Seth look cooler in Terminator armor? I mean, I know it wouldn't make sense technically, but he's going to be in a 40. Is anyone going to care? Yeah, I've got a head that would quite work. I've got a naked head. I think the naked head was I think it was a heavy intercessor head with some sort of like Darth Vader skull mask nonsense on it. So I think that might work for Seth. You think the bald... I think with the skull mask, he's more like Darth Vader, right? Could build the captain without the arms. I should probably build this lieutenant anyway, because I think he'd be pretty useful. This captain, you're right. You know, this captain has... He's on a custom base. He's got an iron halo. It would just be a case of swapping out his weapons, really. What's in his other arm? Why do I not have the other arm? I've already used the other arm for something. Hello, Marcus. If they remade Seth, they'd guaranteed on him on a... They would make him on the bigger base. I was gonna say I'm gonna have to make a custom chainsword though, I guess. It's not the end of the world. So I'll build one of those Stern Guard, because one of those Stern Guard will be the third company hero guy that I need anyway. Yeah. So I'll build one of those Stern Guard, and that'll be my third company hero guy. And I just need to work out what on earth I've done with this other Terminator arm, or this other guy's arm. Apparently company heroes are 32mm base, 40, sorry, I was checking last night. Someone told me on the chat that they're 40s. And someone said, John, you should just buy them because they're really good models. And I was like, yeah, I know, I should just buy them. It's Christmas though, there's a lot of shit to buy in life right now. His other arm, apparently... Oh, it was the arm that held the shield. Oh, I must have stole this guy's shield for something. Alright, this guy's already been half cannibalized, so let's use him. Let's see if we can get any Blood Angels reliquarily on him. I can't say that, apparently. And what size base is that new lieutenant on, then? The Primaris lieutenant that came with Strike Force Augustus. Is he a 40 as well? I imagine he would be. Most of the new characters are in 40s. You would just stick on a spare Assault Intercessor Chainsword arm. I might stick on a spare Assault Intercessor Chainsword arm. I might even cut... I definitely have some of those, so I might cut them. So that if I cut them, then what I could do is... if I cut them, I could stick two together. Make a really long chainsword. I've done that before. It's easy to do. If I had a fatter chainsword, I would just use the fatter chainsword. I don't think I've got one. So yeah, we think Seth's going to be on a 40 now. So that's what I'm going to build him on. Or should I build him on a 32, because that would be technically what he's on right now, which is valid, and then I can upgrade him to 40 later. Ugh. Primaris stuff is a nightmare, isn't it? So technically I should build Seth on the 32. Which is a little bit sad because there's a scenic base here, so I guess I can't use the scenic... So the company heroes would be in 40s, but Seth would be on 32. Do you have the new style Gravis Captain? No, that's one of the few Gravis Captains I don't have. I've got the one with the heavy bolter, and I've got the one with... Hi Vlad, how you doing? I've got the one with the heavy bolter and the one... That was the one that came with Pariah Nexus. So yeah, I think I should build them on the 32, which is annoying. Because then he's legal. The thing is, if I build them on the 32... guaranteed Seth gets a new model like next week, same as what happened with this week's video, right? If I build them on the 40, Seth won't get a new model for 6 months. Maybe even a year, maybe even 2 years. God, I hate having to build them on the wrong size bases. Okay. So we're going to build Seth on the 32, even though he should probably be on a 40. Hello, Son of Sanguinius. Is this a 32? Sometimes when you're looking at the base size, 32 against 40 looks a lot smaller, doesn't it? It's only 8mm, but it does look a lot smaller. Alright. Let's build Seth on a 32. Let's hope those captain feet actually fit on the 32, huh? I'd put him on the 40, it would future-proof him, yeah, but then technically it would be invalid to run it at the event, and if this goes well, I would like to run him at the event that I'm going to. Yeah, I mean, if it... I think I have to put them on the 32 just to future-proof them. Or, sorry, to, like... Technically, it's the opposite of future-proof them. Backwards-proof them. Got a bald, I put a bald head on my Leviathan captain and look good. Send you a Discord picture if you want to see it. Yeah, my only issue with bald heads, man, is I actually kind of struggle to paint bald heads. I'm not very good at painting skin. I would say, I know I need to practice with skin, so I should probably just do it, but if I can avoid putting bald heads on people, I generally do it. I guess Seth's going to be the exception to the rule. Probably have like a box of like 100, 200 bald heads because, like I said, I never put them on any of my models. So I have heaps of them kicking around. Why am I using a micro amount of super glue? What, so I can try and pull them off the 32-bit? I'll just put them on a base extender, man. Base extenders are like... I need to buy some base extenders anyway because I want to use all my firstborn scouts, and apparently scouts are changing base sizes. So... I'll put them on the 32. It'll be easy to transfer them to a 40mm base extender, and I'm gonna have to make an order of base extenders anyway. I just haven't got round to it. Like I said, it was Christmas, and like had a few unexpected bills, I guess. So whenever I do order base extenders, I'll just order... I always like having these things around, man. They're so handy for keeping your old models alive when you're changing... When the game's changing. Like, I even have the old 25s to 40s. Like, I just love having these things around. They're so handy. Especially when you're trying to proxy and trying to keep up with stuff. So, I mean, I'll buy some more of them in the very near future anyway. Hey Candice, how you doing? Skin is super easy if you don't care how it looks. I mean, I do care a bit how it looks. But you're right, you're probably right. I just need to practice some more skin. I had 15 Reavers, turned them into scouts with shotguns. That's probably a great idea, because I've had my like 10 Reavers now for God knows how many years, and they still don't get any play whatsoever. Reavers are just they're the Reavers and Suppressors are like the two models that Games Workshop forgot they even made. Because like Reavers and Suppressors, every edition you look at them like, oh, maybe these guys will get good. No, they're still dog shit, I guess. But yeah, technically I reckon if you went to a tournament with Seth on a 40mm base, because he's with a squad of 40s, people wouldn't be too upset. But that's one thing that I do like having right. Like, I don't really care about like if the colour schemes are great or whatever, but for a tournament I do like having models on the right size bases, I guess. This guy's going to overhang this 32 a little bit. You always forget about base extenders. Yeah, buy them, man. Honestly, you get 10 of them for like $4. And the amount of firstborn models that I've repurposed with base extenders is ridiculous. Like, I'm always repurposing them. Yeah, so this will be fine. It'll overhang the 32 a tiny bit, but then if the 32, if the new Seth comes out and he's on a 40, here's the thing though, like if Seth gets a new model, am I buying him? Technically, I'm not really a Flesh Tearers player, right? I'm a Blood Angels player. I just want to run Seth because I think that where we are right now, he's got some interesting potential, maybe. I keep looking at suppressors. I own 6 too. Yeah, I was in the middle of painting my suppressors. I had 6 of them, and I was painting them Death Company colors because I thought they looked super dope in the black and red. They were one of my favorite looking models to paint, and then it was like I tried them a few times and was like, wow, these guys are rubbish, absolute rubbish. And it was like really sad when you've spent you find something cool like that and you want to spend time and effort on it, and you're just like, yeah, actually no. Why did I? Alright, so this is the body. This is going to be Seth on a 32mm base. Converted from a Primaris company captain of sorts. The one that has the big sword. I wonder if I can keep this sword arm. But snip it here and attach a chainsword. That might be quite difficult to do. It might be easier. It's a pity I don't have like a big axe or something. Son of Sanguinius, what are you trying to say, dude? You've said full stop twice. Hello, how are you? I don't know what that means. So this guy needs one of these little shieldy things. Have we got a Blood Angel's one of those? Oh, I do have one with a blood drop on it. Score. I was going to say, this Gabriel Seth is going to have more Blood Angel's heraldry than he's ever had for the flesh tears. Same as Roboto Gillinot. You know what, I kind of hope we get another edition where we can run crazy shit. Like, I really enjoyed the edition where, what was it, Arcs of Omen, where we were able to just run Roboto Gillinot. That was pretty fun. Stripping all the paint off my firstborn to make a 30k army, says Marcus. Wow. That's determination for you, Marcus. I'm not stripping any of my old stuff, I'm just holding on to it. Maybe I'm dumb, but... I don't know how well this is going to stick to that, but I'd like it to. Might need to put an arm on there and then stick it after, actually. Yeah, let's try that. How many tissue paper up here? Yeah. I'll have to try that one again. It's not quite a good contact point for it. Okay, arms for Seth. I need a bolt pistol arm. How exciting. I really think bolt pistol arms are like the worst. Like, why are Space Marines still running bolt pistols? Like, get better weapons. You noticed that your name was Grey on... Yeah, so I think... If you're a member on Patreon, your name will be grey in the YouTube chat. I think you need to be a member on YouTube to have a green name. I don't think that's something I can control or change. I think that's just the way it works. But then for Discord, if you're a member on Patreon, you get into the members room just the same as you are a member on YouTube. But I guess to have a green name, I appreciate everybody. Look, there's a lot of people with green names in here this afternoon. Thanks so much for supporting the channel and everything I do, guys. You guys rock, honestly. If you want to have a green name, then unfortunately I think you need to have you need to be a member on YouTube. I think that's just the way it is. I'm not sure I'm in love with his bolt pistol arm. It seems too straight. I was going to say, unless he's shooting his bolt pistol off up into the air. This is a weird bolt pistol arm. This is the one that came with the Primaris upgrade sprue, and honestly I think it's crap. Don't like it. Don't like it. I suppose assault intercessors have that sort of like heavy bolt pistol arm. I suppose we could do that. I think maybe we'll work on the chainsword arm first. There's a few options. I think he's going to have to hold the chainsword. I'm going to hold it straight up the way. Would that work? But then if I make then he won't be able to hide behind cover because he's going to have this giant chainsword held right up into the air. Technically that is how Seth is though. Can we just model it for a rule of cool? Or do we give him a chainsword in both arms? Screw the eviscerator. He just has 2 chainswords, 1 in each arm. I mean, the 2 chainsword idea sounds pretty cool. All these chainswords, that's a left arm, that's a left arm. That's a left arm. That's a left arm. Unfortunately, they're all left. So apparently everybody in Warhammer 40,000 uses their chainsword in the left hand. No one's right-handed in 40,000. Or the right hand for pistol, left hand for chainsword. You'd think Seth would have a plasma pistol. You really would. I'm going to take this. I've got a lot of assault intercessors made at the moment, so I feel like I can just take a couple of these arms off and see what looks cool. I think what's probably going to look cool is this one, like pointed straight up in the air though. Like I think that's going to look the coolest. But I think if I cut that chainsword, then he's going to be... I was going to say, I don't think I've got a tape measure here, but I think he's going to be like... 4 inches high, maybe? I mean, I'm going to probably at some point lose a game because his chainsword's his chainsword's like hanging out over the cover. You do have eviscerators though, do I? I feel like I could rip an eviscerator off another model. I know I've got one. That's maybe the company champion. We'll just put him on a bigger base. He's already on 1 base extender. Be on 2. I was gonna say, how would a chain fist harm look? Make him almost look too Marnius Calgar, would it? God damn it. I really thought that I had a guy with an eviscerator kicking around. Yeah, I know that they came in the old Assault Squad, but I haven't honestly bought an Assault Squad sprue in a long time, right? This whole room is like, everywhere in this room there's drawers, and every drawer has 40k stuff in it. There's all Blood Angels. All everywhere. You know, even like random stuff like this just lying around in a drawer. Here's a Librarian Dreadnought conversion. Man, at some point I really need to give this guy the love he deserves, huh? I swear every box and every drawer has random blue 2 chainswords back to back, so it's like a double chainsword. It's not a bad option. I'm trying to think though, I feel like I had a scout which I put an eviscerator on. So the question would be, where the hell did I put the scout with the eviscerator? Model for disadvantage, yeah. Exactly, yeah. That's how I roll. I don't roll for... Give me 1 minute to see if I can find this bloody... Like, I already made a Primaris captain on a bike. Look at this. Here's the Primaris captain on a bike with Thunderhammers, back when Thunderhammers were cool, right? I made that guy ages ago. Ages ago. Ready for the second they announced the Primaris captain on the bike, I was like, right, I'll be good to go. Oh, well, back to the drawer he goes. It's really going to annoy me where the scout is, though. Like, I already made that guy a while ago, like double chainsword. Remember when company veterans could have 2 chainswords? So he was going to be part of my veteran. I guess I've got a bunch of company veterans now, which I guess are legends dead. There's no real reason to have company veterans anymore. You know, when 40k's in a bad shape, when there's no Warhammers left. Yeah, exactly, dude, right? Look, this is what... You know Blood Angels are in a bad shape when you just have a drawer like this? Whereas, like, all the Sanguinary Guard just chucked in a drawer. I don't know when they're coming out. They've just been in the back of this drawer. I guess with Astra and a Librarian with a jump pack, I guess you can't... That's not valid anymore. The Sanguinar, 2 Sanguinary Ancients, they're just all chucked in there. You don't need those models anymore, they're rubbish. Sanguinary Guard. They'll be back. They're having an edition off. Don't worry about it. Sanguinary Guard. They're taking this edition off. And that's going to piss me off so bad, because I remember when I made this assault squad, I made an assault squad, and I didn't put the eviscerator on them, because it was on a scout, and I thought, I want to cut it off the scout, but now that I'm making Seth, I really want to just cut it off the model. It's the golden morgue, yeah, pretty much. An entire... Yeah. It's sad, isn't it? I don't even know how many Sanguinary Guard were in there, but it was pretty close, because you were allowed 30, right? Well, technically you're not allowed 30, but like there's 30 in the chapter, so it's like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, plus the 2 ancients, plus the characters. So I basically have the whole of the first legion, sorry, the whole of the first company of Blood Angel Sanguinary Guard just sitting in a drawer. I don't think they've been out yet this edition. Or well, I think they came out once and then they got put back into the drawer. Ugh. Alright, I'm gonna search for this eviscerator. Oh look, there's what I was telling you about. Look, suppressors. They're gonna look pretty cool in Blood Angel's colours, aren't they? They've just been put away to the pile of death or the pile of neglect with all this other stuff. Yeah, I was working all through the suppressors. I was also working on that Death Company repulsor, and I even cut this guy in half. He was going to be like the little Reaver. That's the best use of a Reaver. Cut him in half and have him sit in the top of a repulsor. Because what the fuck else are you going to do with him? You're not going to run him in a game, are you? No eviscerator in there. Alright, where is this eviscerator? Where? I know I've got one. Oh, look, there's a golden Mephiston. Who knows why? There, that's the guy. Look, he had the eviscerator. I told you. He was a scout. I've chopped his hand off. So I've chopped the eviscerator off him. So even if I found the model, I'm not going to find the eviscerator. There's another Mephiston. Marine. So shit, it must be in one of the bits boxes then. Right, we've narrowed it down. It's in a box of bits. It's amazing I get my YouTube videos done because it's like this place is so organized. Did I put it in this box a bit? Oh, there we go. Huh. I've got one of those old, remember these? Put that on Seth's backpack, those old jumpy... You need to get some bits boxes, like organized bits boxes. I just use Christmas sweet boxes. I've got heaps of them. There's one there. There's one somewhere else. I think over here maybe. Like I said, I'm not the most organized person. Man. So I cut that eviscerator off. God damn it. That means it could literally be anywhere. But yeah, I've got everything. Look at, I got like, I was working on these Outriders. Again, I think Outriders look badass in Death Company. I got them like half done and then played them on the tabletop and thought like, wow, Outriders a bit naff, aren't they? This guy actually is dusted. He's been sat in that drawer so long. Jesus. Probably like 5 years in a drawer, half painted. Got my Rogue Trader lightning claws there, cool. These guys weigh a ton, they're made of lead. Alright, so stop fucking around and start looking for the damn... Decide what I'm going to do for this damn chainsword. I have assault intercessors, only got one chainsword arm. I really hate the arms where like they go across the front of the body and then you can't see anything. That's like the most annoying for painting anyway. Do you know what, I might build this guy like I built my I might build him like I built my Primaris jump chaplain, because my Primaris jump captain, I built him with a power sword and a chainsword, right? Like this sort of thing. And the reason I built him like that was because it felt like it gave me two options. So for Seth, I might actually build him like that as well. If I can't find the eviscerator, because God knows where the eviscerator's got. This is the problem with having a million bits boxes. Like, just bits everywhere. Like, bits and bits and bits. And they accumulate over the years. I don't throw anything away because I feel like one day it might have a use. I mean, I've got like missiles that I don't even know what model that came from. Like I honestly have no idea where that model came. That's like half of a demolisher cannon off an old Lumen Rough. Citadel glue, that should go in the bin. You know, there's a World Eaters thing. Told you I had some World Eater stuff. World Eater shield. Or maybe that's not World Eaters, but it's definitely Chaos. Chaos. Undivided, isn't it? I mean, the other option is I could take like an axe. Not many characters have an axe. An axe would be unique. For me, it's usually about trying to be unique, as opposed to maybe being like 100%. Oh look, there's one of those shields I always rave on about, the Cromlech ones, still on its sprue. Yeah, I don't know what the hell I did with that eviscerator. It'll turn up in like a year's time when I'm not looking for it. Anyone who hasn't read Trial by Blood, it's a good Seth book. Has anyone read that new Seth book? Not the new Seth book, the new World Eaters book that just came out like a month ago. But I didn't get around to listening to it yet. The Gravis Captain Chainsword. I wish I had that Gravis Captain Mud Puppy. It's probably one of the few Primaris models I actually don't have. Thanks for $2, dude. I appreciate it. Really do. I'm trying to think if there was anything in Domitus that would be useful. I don't think there was. That's some sort of shotgun. I don't know why I've got that shotgun there. The new Flesh Tearers author didn't understand Flesh Tearers. Well, that's not great. Alright, what is gonna be cooler? Are we gonna dual wield, or are we just gonna have two chain swords? Every single chainsword arm on every single sprue apparently is a left-handed chainsword. People don't have right-handed chainswords? Seems that way anyway. Maybe they purposely did that. So you can't. I'm working on a custom Seth. And we've hit a roadblock because I can't figure out how to do the chainsword. I mean, I could file that one, stick it together like you said, but it looked a bit weird. It would be a double chainsword though, which is arguably cool, right? Take 2 Assault Intercessor chainsaw arms, cut this chainsword off one arm, 4/5 of the way up. Cut the other chainsword in half, then stick it onto the forest arm. I think you mean first arm. Yeah, I mean I can make it longer, that's easy. I'm just trying to work out if I can make it where there's like two, like it's a double thickness chainsword. I was gonna say, let's try and make a double thickness chainsword, because I've never done that before. But I kind of like this idea of him holding the chainsword up in the air, like he is a badass. Like he's just going to hold this chainsword up high. Hopefully he can still fit underneath cover. I'm going to file. We need a stronger file, I think. If it doesn't work, I've only lost a few Assault Intercessors chainswords, not the end of the world. I like the idea of the long chainsword, but I think it's just going to cause problems for me. So, and I've done long chainswords before. I've never done one where it's like double thickness. It might look ridiculous, but hey, aren't the Flesh Tearers also a little bit ridiculous? No, I barely have any Chaos kits, man. I've got a Slaughter Beast, I've got a Demon Prince, I've got a squad of Rubric Marines. I think that's all the Chaos kits I would have. One Slaughter Beast, one Demon Prince. I would have considered using Demon Blade, the Demon Prince's sword, but it's probably just at such a giant scale it would look really silly on. So that, if I file that side of the chainsaw down, maybe I need to file away that little dot at the top as well, actually. File that side of the chainsword, cut this chainsword off at the hand. One of the guys you play much... Yeah, I know they might, but I don't know, I just figured like I was just going to try and make Seth with what I've got. Sometimes, what is it they say? Necessity... I forget the quote, it's like something is... You know what quote I'm going for, it's like necessity is the mother of all invention or something like that. There's like when you don't have much and you just got to work with what you've got, that's when you can be your most creative, I feel like. But yeah, I mean, if I asked the guys for some eviscerators, Brett would probably give me an eviscerator. If I'd been more organised, I could have probably asked for one of the guys to give me an eviscerator earlier this week. I didn't think I was making a Seth though. It was only like I honestly didn't think we were getting. That's why I made the video, to try and like get Games Workshop to do the damn FAQ, because I was like, Blood Angels are kind of, we're struggling here right now because they've not given us an SAQ. They've not given us an FAQ. Right, I'd want to stick it on that way so it joins up. Okay. Alright, let's see if this looks anything remotely decent. Where's my knife? Oh, my knife's got lost because there's too many sprues on the table. Where did I put my knife? Sprues! You know what? After all that, I actually just forgot. I've got 2 boxes in there with probably like 100 sprues in each. I was gonna say I don't even really know what's in there. I've been collecting kits for like 20 years, and I never throw any of them away. I always just keep all the old bits, which in hindsight is probably madness. Terrence says, I'm still confused why Bladeguard can't have good characters lead them. Terrence, did you watch my video yesterday? Chaplains. Have a chaplain lead your Bladeguard. Then I think your Bladeguard slap, right? Hitting on 3s, rerolling 1s, +1 to wound. No CP cost. That's why I love chaplains with a death company, man. No CP cost. If you can get +1 to wound in this edition with no CP cost every single turn, whether you're charged or not, it's really strong. Really, really strong. Marshmallow says, hell yeah, just bought Seth. Where the hell did you buy Seth? He's I thought he was made to order. I suppose you could have got him from a reseller or something, right? Alright, I actually think this might turn out better than I thought it was going to turn out. We'll see how well my filing is. If you've never done any kit bashing like this before, my advice to you is just friggin' start and just be gun-ho, because I never did any kit bashing for the longest time, and then just bought some like cheap files like this sort of thing. These are just nail files that you get from like a dollar store or a pound store. And then these clippers are absolutely cheap well, I say they're cheap rubbish. Maybe my dad spent a lot of money on them. My dad bought these like 20 years ago. I stole them out of my dad's toolkit when I was like 12 or something. And I've had them for like 20 years, so it's like, you just have a little bit of time and patience. I think this is going to work better than I thought it was going to work. I think we're going to have a double chainsword. Just trying to smooth it out a little bit. You're still horribly asleep on the death. Tell you what, Reziel, when you win a GT with 10... Here's the challenge, alright? Reziel, you win a GT with 10 Death Company with Lamartas before I win a GT with 5 Death Company with a Chaplain. I'll put money on it. Put $10 on it, Rez. We'll do a virtual handshake. Because I honestly think that I can win. I was literally 1 dice roll away from coming, what, 3rd in that GT, and then it just came down to battle points. And I don't know if you watched the video about my game against someone already did it. Yeah, but you have to do it. You're the one that's advocating it. I mean, if someone's already won a GT with like chaplains and Death Company, I can't say it's good because it's not me, right? I actually messed up in the game against in the game against Chaos. I think I did myself out of like 10 victory points because the Keeper of Secrets exploded and the Keeper of Secrets rolled a 6 for the number of mortal wounds against my henchman. Well, there's only 4 guys in my henchman squad, so I just picked them off the table thinking, oh shit, all the henchmen are dead. The henchmen are actually 2 wounds each. So when the Keeper of Secrets exploded and took one of my objectives away, I think I won that game like, was it like 83 to 60 or something? I think I did myself out of 5 or 10 victory points because one henchman would have still been alive because henchmen have 2 wounds each, so 6 mortal wounds wouldn't have killed the whole squad. And it was only after when I posted the battle report on YouTube and Highland Phoenix was like, did you forget that your henchmen have 2 wounds each when you took 6 mortal wounds? And I was like, yep, 100% I did that. There you go. There's a double chainsword. I don't know how I feel about it, but I feel like it worked better than I expected it to. What do you think? Company heroes are beefy objective holders. I mean, that's what I'm building right now. Company heroes plus Seth. I want to try it. And if I'm doing company heroes plus Seth, then I'm going to drop 5 Death Company plus a chaplain. So I'm going to drop 5 Death Company plus 1 chaplain. I'm still going to have 5 Death Company with a chaplain, but I'm going to have Seth with I'm going to have Seth with 5 company heroes, or 4 company heroes, I guess. It's 4, isn't it? You don't know what else company heroes can do? Well, I think they can actually do more than you might think, because they've got 4 wounds per model. They're minus 1 wounds. They're minus 1 2 wound. And if something like Seth's attached to them, then in melee they're kind of tasty, right? I think they hold objectives nicely for 185 points. They get like 15 attacks from the other guys, and you also have precision on the not the sergeant, the chapter champion. This guy, he's got precision. Can a lieutenant join company hero? What all can join company heroes? Like a sanguinary priest can't join company heroes, right? I thought about making a list that gives all melee units plus 1 to wound. It would have a 9. I think plus 1 to wound is really, really good. I think it's one of the best things that we can get in 10th edition, plus 1 to wound. So if you can make your list to have plus 1 to wound on a lot of units and it doesn't cost CP, I think that would be great. I think, like, if I was going to run Blade Guard, not that I do run Blade Guard myself at the moment, but I think if I was going to run Blade Guard and I wanted to run a 6, I feel like I would probably attach either a captain to get the free stratagem, or I would attach the chaplain to get the plus 1 to wound. I think there's a lot of value in plus 1 to wound. I think like Gladius with plus 1 to wound is better than Sons of Sanguinius plus 1 attack, plus 1 strength, I guess. You can add a lieutenant if you want. Seth with lethal hits then, I guess, is an option. But yeah, I think you're underestimating how much damage the company... I mean, I don't think the company heroes is a massively damaging unit, but I think, like, I think for holding objectives, and I think for the number of wounds you get for the points you would pay, like, I think the wounds and the minus 1 to wound gives them a lot of survivability for the points you pay for them. Vessel says, greetings for Italy. You got me into chunky boys and I run 25 of them as almost always a base. I actually don't know if I'm running quite 25 anymore. What do you think? I was running 6 aggressors, 5 heavy intercessors. Yeah, I mean, I maybe dropped quite a few of my chunky boys, but I guess I've got Centurions in there. They're chunky boys. Even more so, right? I'm putting company heroes on the home objective with Uriel Ventress. I think you can go a little bit more I think you can go a little bit more aggressive with the company heroes. I think they could be in the centre of the board. Are you going to be running a foot-slogging captain with them, John, or 2 captain list? I'm going to run Seth with the company heroes if I run them. I need to check. I can't check because my phone up here is actually this camera above. What? How many units go in a repulsor executioner? Is it 5 or 6? Can someone check that for me? Actually, it wouldn't matter. It's definitely 5. And there's only 4 company hero models. So I assume company heroes plus Seth could all go inside the executioner. Is that correct? Will running Seth get you kicked out of 3 grots? I mean, it might. I don't know why the other 2 guys hate Seth so much. I feel very jealous that Seth is the only he's the only character that we have that has 3 damage. You know, you've got all these fancy Blood Angels, but none of them have 3 damage weapon anymore except Seth. Astrath used to have a 4 damage weapon, right? And now it was 3, but you could use the litany to put up to 4. And his is now 2, so they basically halved his damage. It's pretty nasty. Do you think I should bother giving Seth the bolt pistol, or do you think I should give him a knife or something in the other hand? So he's got like double chainsword knife. That would look pretty cool. What about that Tyrannid shoulder pad? The one from the lieutenant, the one that's lone operative, the one with the combi weapon. It's either that or give him a bolt pistol. I mean, I'm not excited about giving him a bolt pistol. Give him a pointing hand? Yeah, okay. What the hell sprue has a pointing hand on it? A grenade holding hand available? I think I used all my grenade holding hands, unfortunately, on my assault marines when I was doing all those conversions at the start of 10th edition, and then they all got wrecked. I think I also used a bunch of grenade holding hands for Death Company that had thunder hammers. What's this arm? I've got an arm with a fist on it. Whose arm is that? I think it's a heavy intercessor arm. Oh, that's a Gravis arm with just a fist. A fist up in the air like this? What do you think? This arm? It's very small, that one. That? It's like a fist into the air. It's weird. Oh, I've got this one as well. That's the same. Some sort of fist in the air. That's definitely heavy intercessors. Are they just... Is it? Yeah, I mean, that's the heavy intercessor sprue. Weird. You like the idea of the shaking fist? Why have they got that weird fist arm? What's it even for? Oh, I think that is a grenade holding. I think there is a grenade in that guy's hand. That's really hard to see. My eyesight isn't what it once was. Is that a grenade in that guy's hand? Right there. That's supposed to be a grenade? There's a crack grenade? Alright. Seth's going in with a crack grenade. Oh, it's such a weird... Maybe it's not so weird. I think you would angle it back a little bit, right? Like it's like he's throwing it or something? I think I'm gonna have to file I might have to file quite a lot off this shoulder pad though, because I think this shoulder pad was supposed to be one that gets like gravis put over the top of it. And that's fine. That's fine. I can do that. It's very off-brand for Seth to be telling people to halt. That's true. I mean, would Seth lead with a grenade? I feel like soften them up and get straight in there with his double chain sword. I don't know if I've ever seen a double chain sword. I mean, it would be nice to snip it on his hand and recenter it. See how it's just like off center, obviously, because it didn't take it off his hand. Maybe I'll recenter it. I think I probably will. We've gone to all this effort. Let's recenter it. Alright, yeah, this was a gravis shoulder pad. So I'm just gonna see if I can snip a bit off of it to get a regular Space Marine one over top. Here's my file. Here. Tiny bit of the other side, maybe. The only thing you've got to watch when you're just snipping bits off these shoulder pads willy-nilly is to don't like compromise too much the structure of it, I guess. Which is getting close to being compromised. I think I'm just going to have to take that little bit off. I really just wanted that Blood Angel's shoulder pad on there. It's not quite perfect yet. Clean cut, yeah, almost. This is actually, like, when you're doing this, I don't think there's that many people watching, 33. It's a little bit more nerve-wracking when you're just doing it by yourself, because if you fuck up by yourself, you're just like, oh well, fucked up, throw that bit in the bin. But when people are watching, you want to have it look somewhat decent. I think it's fine. I think it's going to work. If in doubt, just plaster it with shitloads of glue, I guess. Oh, I was gonna say it almost sat perfectly. I was gonna be like, I was gonna do my Jim Carrey line, like a glove. Nope. And of course now I've got glue on my fingers, which means it'll be hard to get it to stick without getting my fingers off. Bollocks. That arm is coming off as well, actually. Cool off. I'm gonna reseat that chainsword anyway. As I say, I'm almost happy with it. Almost happy with it. No pressure, you do you, exactly. No pressure. Right, we're gonna take this chainsword off the hand. Just gonna try and cut it off, actually. Do I have a Stanley knife here? Yeah, I know I do. Nice. Was it clean? Pretty clean. Alright. Let's see if we can center this double chainsword. This one might be better to pin. Are you kitbashing one of the company heroes? I've done 2 company heroes, I'm kitbashing me a Seth. But this is a double chainsword. So like it's 2 chainswords filed and stuck together. There's like 2 blades. It is mighty short. I suppose we could have made it longer. But I just wanted it to look more epic. I might need to pin this actually. Which is fine. We'll pin it. I think without pinning, it's gonna just always be a little bit dodgy. The question is gonna be where the living hell. I haven't pinned anything in ages, man. I've got lazy since they started making everything so difficult in terms of like every model that I spent time and effort making WYSIWYG didn't matter anymore because they changed all the rules, right? I get so many this whole room is like an absolute disaster at the moment. Oh, there it is. Cool. Apparently I already have a tiny little drill bit on here as well. Perfect. See if we can find a hole right in the middle. Maybe something between the fist and the sword to give it a bit more length. I could try and put a bigger hilt on it, I guess. I think regardless of what I do, I'm going to have to put in a little bit of pinning here, though. Alright, I do not have that much more time, actually. I didn't realise the time. The time has got away from me this afternoon. My wife will probably want to kill me when I get downstairs. Not realistically, but... I got 10 more minutes, tops. Because I told her 90 minutes, and I'm at apparently 105 minutes. Real Evil Genius pins. Yeah, I mean, sometimes I pin stuff. I've been real lazy pinning recently because of all the... like... Well, everything that I had that I'd spent time pinning and making WYSIWYG kind of got... didn't get ruined, but you know, they kind of made it that like no one cares about WYSIWYG anymore because they changed everything. So I've been real lazy to pin stuff. I don't think I've pinned anything since before 10th edition at this point, probably. The only thing I thought there, because you guys were saying put something, the only thing that I saw that would be big would be like the... It's just like the Terminator captain that has this giant sword. I've got the librarian in Terminator armor who has the big axe. I don't think there's anything I could repurpose with that axe. The giant sword from this guy. I mean, you could take this sword hilt. It's just like a chainsword with a big hilt. I think that would be hard to get right, though. No, I don't think I've got a choice. Alright, I think I'll just pin this like this. And it's a double chain sword and it's a bit more centered. I think that's the win here, and I've got to take it due at time. Thanks for hanging out, Candice. Thanks to everybody that hangs out. I always appreciate you guys coming in and keeping me company when I'm just doing some random shit. It's always nice. Because I am always doing random things. I've finished like no models since 10th edition came out. The heavy intercessors are the models I'm probably furthest on with, but I feel like I've finished nothing. Question is, where on earth are my paper clips going to be? Oh, I think I know where they are. I think they're keeping them in the bag with the magnets, which is on the tray with the sanguine guard. Yeah, here we go. Paper clips. I'm not going to need a whole lot to pin this sword. It's not that deep a connection. Maybe like this. Tiny bit too long. If you have an ancient or anything with a longer pole, you could put the chainsaw blade on top of a pole like that for a short chain spear. I mean, I do have an ancient, but I think at this point I'm running out of time. I just want it to be done. Should probably use some super glue for this rather than poly cement. Where'd it go? This will be fine. I mean, I feel like this will be a decent-ish conversion of Seth. It's not going to be the best one, but is there super glue in here? I've got so many glues. Maybe that one. Let's try this. This one looks more knackered. Oh no, there's glue here for sure. That was way more glue than I probably needed. Balls. Yeah. I hate super glue. Go in the hole now. There we go. Finally. Nope. I don't know why the super glue's coming out of that one like so aggressively, so much super glue. Jesus, come on. Alright, after a million attempts. There you go, there's a center double chain sword. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's decent. I'm only picking super glue off my finger for the rest of the days as well. Fine. Are you making your own set? Yes. If you have the Gravis Captain Relic Chainsword, that would work. So many people have said that. I guess I need to check out that Gravis Captain. Like I said, he's one of the few Primaris characters that I never got around to buying. I don't know why. I don't know why. I typically buy all the new Primaris Gravis. I think the reason I never bought him was because he basically had the same loadout as the Gravis Captain that came in the Dark Imperium box, right? That had the Boltstorm Gauntlet and the sword, so I never felt like I needed to buy him. I'm actually kind of pleased with that double chain sword. I wasn't sure. I don't know how well it looks on camera. It's a homemade eviscerator is what it is. Now let's see if we can stick this stupid shield thing on here. Wouldn't stick before, maybe it'll stick now with the shoulder pads on there. Which I think it will. Tiny bit too high. Come on, stick, stick, stick. Let me get my finger off. Right. His head and we're done. Kepler says chainsword is huge. Well, I mean, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to make it look like it's an eviscerator without cutting too... Because I've done the extra long chainsword before. And it's fine, but also maybe, like... Yeah, this is one that I did. The extra long chainsword. So, like, that's a chainsword cut and another bit put on top. Right? And I think it's a chaos chainsword because it's got spikes around the back. And it's fine. It's a little bit ski whiff. You can see it's a little bit, it doesn't quite line up. So I think this double one's what actually, I think the double one's actually looks better than what I did with this assault intercessor, right? Right, let's throw all these bits in the bits box. That's the head I'm putting on him. The rest of this is all crap. Rubbish, 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 rubbish. Right, we're going to glue his head on, and I'm going to have to take off for my wife. Beats me up for taking way longer than I said I was going to be. And it's an unhelmeted head with like a Darth... Ah! Don't drop the head. With an unhelmeted head with some sort of like Darth Vader style mask on it. I hope it looks good. I'll have him look left a little bit like he's looking at his chainsword. He's got a cool scar above his eye as well, actually. Alright, there's your Primaris Seth. That's what he's gonna have to be. Got the grenade, got the Blood Angel's shoulder pad, got the Iron Halo, got some sort of cool chainsword on a 32mm base, ready to join his company heroes. Guys, thanks so much for hanging out this afternoon. I hope you did enjoy it. I hope I didn't disappoint you. Guys, if you didn't watch any of the videos from the last couple of days, please check them out. They are covering all the new rule changes for Blood Angels and the first of the tier list videos, which I think is pretty cool. I hope you have a great afternoon. I hope Arsenal win at 5:30. One of the reasons I have to go. But I also have to babysit my kids. So Arsenal and kid babysitting is the rest of my afternoon. Sellers says you got mind off things you don't want to think about this afternoon. Sellers, I'm sorry to hear. You know, life can be tough, man. Not enough people speak about how tough life can be, honestly. So, you know, if you're going through stuff right now, man, I hope you come out the other side. I know it's like life for us as a family has been very tough as of late, right? Like, we have our son turned 2 yesterday, or on Thursday. So we're finally getting to a point with him where he can actually understand and listen, and things are a little bit less stressful. But yeah, I gotta go. I hope you feel better. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Leave a like if you did enjoy the video. And tomorrow night, Armyless show. Blood Angels Armyless show. Probably about 8 PM UK time tomorrow night. So hopefully I'll catch some of you guys then. And if not, I'll probably catch some of you guys in the comments later this week. Yeah, happy birthday to Michael. Yeah, we sung him happy birthday like 10 times he's 2. We're very thankful for him reaching the age of 2, because obviously he had all that surgery when he was just born. So, cool. All right, enjoy your afternoon, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Take care. I hope you enjoyed the Seth. If anyone wants to see a picture of Seth or anything, tag me in the Discord. I'll understand if you don't. I don't know. I was a little bit rushed. But, and also, I didn't really want to buy anything. I just want to make them with what I had. And sometimes that's what necessity is the mother of all invention. Peace.